I mean, it's a completely crazy idea, but as soon as you think about it for a minute, it actually makes perfect sense.
In Copenhagen, a rather unusual sight is to be found on the rooftops of the city. Beehives.
The City Bee project is about bringing millions of bees to the city of Copenhagen and creating a sustainable local honey industry right here in the city.
Closed.
The idea behind the City Bee project is to create a sustainable and local honey production on the rooftops of Copenhagen, all the while helping nature flourish more, to the delight of city people, the bees and the environment. One of the rooftops with beehives belongs to the European Environment Agency and is right in the centre of Copenhagen.
The European Environment Agency has decided to participate in the City Bee project because it really brings alive the issue of how important bees are to our everyday life.
Each beehive houses 70,000 bees, and these are placed on rooftops across Copenhagen, adding up to around 4 million bees working for the City Bee project.
The city needs bees for pollination. The bees need people to look after them and to buy their honey. What's more is that bees are fantastic ambassadors of the environment, so we need them more than ever to teach us about what's going on with the environment. And when you put all these things together in a city, you have an opportunity not only to bring more flowers, more life, more insect life to the city, but also to create opportunities for jobs.
Bees provide an extremely important service to our everyday lives, that is, pollinating agricultural crops all over the world.
Bees are important because they represent, in a way, the invisible hand of making the food that we have every day. We know that more than 70% of plants are pollinated by bees, and that's nearly 30% of the food that we eat. So without them, without their industry, we would not be able to have the diets and the food that we have every day.
The structure of a beehive is, of course, with the queen in the top of the hive. The uniqueness of a queen is that she is fed with a special substance called cellular when she's a larva. And that enables it to grow faster and become bigger than a normal working bee. There are the drones, the male bees, and then the working bees. And the working bees, they are gathering nectar and pollen. They are nursing the larvae and making sure that everything is in order in the hive. The queen has a very important job. She lays during summer around 3,000 eggs each day, and that adds up to her weight and some more every day. So it's an important and also a bit tough job to be a queen.
It's estimated that honeybees are the most valuable pollinators for crops worldwide. But in recent years, there's been a global trend of honeybees declining in numbers.
All over the world, bees are now in danger. The way in which they live means that they go out and they collect plants and pollinate them, and then bring back pesticides. And it's the pesticides that we now know are making them very vulnerable to many other diseases. One of the great things about having bees in cities is that they're not exposed to pesticides. They can go out into the parks where it's clean, pollinate the flowers, and make honey that's not only good for humans, but keeps bee colonies going. It's a very bizarre phenomenon that bees in the city actually produce some of the cleanest honey that we can get. And it's because they are designed to extract out pollutants. But the one thing they can't do is pesticides. but heavy metals and the things that we find in city, they can manage. The idea of creating this oasis where bee populations could be built up in cities is perhaps a very, very strong opportunity for us to save bee populations worldwide.
The City Bee Project is an organisation based on social, economic and environmental activities to create sustainable beekeeping and honey production in the city of Copenhagen. All surplus from the project is reinvested in the company's environmental and social activities.
The City Bee Project has a very important social aspect. So we work with people who've been formerly homeless or had mental health problems, and we train them as beekeepers. They're the people who look after the bees in the sites we have in the city. We also work with other social organisations, with schools and other groups for training people who are long-term unemployed in beekeeping. And we believe these people are actually the urban beekeepers of tomorrow.
One person who feels he's been given a new start in life through the City Bee Project is Bjorn Ambjorn. I've been unemployed for a while and been having a hard time getting into the job market, and that's how the City Bee Project came into the picture. My work as an assistant beekeeper means that I'm a part of the whole process from cradle to grave, from collecting the bee hives to the finished product of labelled honey jars. I think it's incredibly fascinating to be a part of the City Bee Project. You're constantly learning a little bit more than you did the day before, so that's really exciting. It means that I'm better prepared for the job market, and that I just had to convince myself that it's okay to give society a second chance.
For me, this is an important aspect of sustainability. It goes together with environmental sustainability, that a project should also be socially sustainable. We can't overcome the environmental problems that are facing the world unless we also create productive industries and industries that provide real concrete jobs for people doing something useful, something that makes people happy.